stink all over it.
Uh-huh.
You filthy stink.
Okay.
And so on.
And so on. All right, I'm
I
gonna
love,
pop
like,
out the chat.
All kinds of help pop-ups just appeared on my screen. I can
Really?
release my video order here. I don't know what that means, but it
What is it?
sounds.
What do they want you to do?
important. Release my video order.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Did you place an order for some video?
Release the video order.
I know
Release it.
You have a lot of audio. You've been looking to balance some of that out. Video's a good way to do it, but
Release the video.
Video killed the radio star.
Hmm.
It's a good song.
It is.
it's the Beatles
No, it's
off,
not.
off Abbey Road, their
No.
final
I thought it was
album.
the Bengals.
Still wrong.
The
Still wrong.
Bangles. Paul McCartney formed the Bangles after he left the Beatles.
Oh. I see.
Yeah,
Still
they
wrong.
did a cover.
It's not
of
the
it.
Go-Go's.
No, that was John Lennon's band that he formed with Paul David Chapman.
Still doesn't sound right.
That wasn't John Cougar Mellencamp.
No, that was
Actually, that's
he
John
wrote the
Mellencamp.
theme to Back to the Future called "Can't Buy Me Love," the classic '90s hit.
Oh, that was an 80s movie. Good movie.
Was it?
Saying.
Was it?
I
What's your favorite
watched it
part?
recently. It's on HBO Max.
Wait, what?
The one where Seth Green farts into the station wagon is pretty good.
Wait, Seth Green is in that movie?
Seth Green is in the movie.
Can't-
Yes.
wait,
He's the
Can't
little
Buy Me-
brother.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't buy me love.
Was
yeah.
he like 6 in that movie or something?
Basically, yes.
Really
He's like 6 years old. In that
weird.
movie. Yeah. he's the little brother.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen that movie.
No?
No,
it's pretty funny.
is it?
It's a good 80s
Is
movie.
it?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it?
is. I'm gonna say yes.
Is it?
I think people in the chat agree with me. So
really.
I'm gonna just say that.
I see no evidence of that.
No
so-
evidence of that yet. I'm just gonna throw
I mean,
it
I
out
know
there.
there's a little delay from when we talk to when the chat is able to hear what we say
Yeah.
and respond. But
That's right. I watched it on HBO Max
really,
within the last month or two.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to see that service is working out for you.
It is actually.
You're getting all the hottest hits of the 80s, the 90s, and today.
They have the new version of The Witches.
Oh, right.
It's streaming on HBO Max
Right.
as well.
The Ruled Doll classic.
That's right. My daughter is
Witches.
reading that in school.
Oh, is she really?
Your
And
daughter's
she
not in
watched
school.
She watched the 1980s version or the early 90s, I think it was version.
And Angelica Houston?
That's
correct?
right. That's
Yeah.
on Netflix, and
Okay.
then the new one came out, so she watched that one too.
Mm.
She watched
This
the live,
is- This
she's
is
doing
in
a lot of
lieu
that, like
reading the
watching-
books.
watching different versions,
This is what Daddy used to do, honey.
books to movies.
Why read
It's,
Romeo and Juliet when they've made so many movies?
She watched the live action Charlotte's Web, or maybe that was just CG, and then she watched the animated version on HBO Max.
The Hanna-Barbera classic.
Right.
I will say this. I've never seen the live action Charlotte's, but boy, I'll tell you what, if you want to see me cry, like full on sobbing tears,
The
Have
animated
me-
one.
no, not
Oh.
not the movies at all, but have me read
Just
the
read
end of the book.
Yeah, that's pretty
It
pretty emotional.
I will not. I can't like describing it to people. I will start crying about the end of Charlotte's Web.
No.
right. Aw.
But I've never seen the. Is it Dakota Fanning? Is she in the live action one?
That sounds right.
Is that her?
I'm
It's
sure.
her, right?
Yeah, probably.
But the cartoon one, the cartoon one's great because it's got Paul Lind as Templeton.
Right.
So he's talking like this.
Of course. See,
Everybody,
Scoop Jessica in the chat agrees with me.
she doesn't even know what you're talking about. She probably thinks you're saying that Wilbur's some pig.
Exactly. All right.
Doing a little Paul Lynn voice.
Hello and welcome to episode 729 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, October 27th, 2020. I am your host, Chris Johnston, and joining me this week, once again, to celebrate our 14th year, mark our 14th year in doing this show, is Mr. Greg Seward, direct from Canada.
Is this like, are
This
we
is
starting
This
our
is the
14th year?
anniversary? 14.
Is it really?
This is
14.
14th. This is 14th anniversary.
Date?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think it's I think our first episode was like the 26th of October,
Oh, so no then.
2006. But
Well,
this is
I mean,
basically
by-
our anniversary show.
By the time this episode goes live, because today is the 25th as we record.
Yes.
True. Okay.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
All right.
14 years of podcasting. So
God, what a waste.
congratulations. Question mark on that.
My audience in this room didn't even exist when we started.
True. That's true.
Well, yeah, none of our kids existed.
None of them. Yeah. And joining me from the great state of Washington is Mr. Phil Theobald.
Kids, who can tell what's wrong with these kids today?
I hear you're
Who can understand anything
stone
they
free
say?
in 93, or is that 2020? Yeah,
I am-
there we go. Stone free.
I am.
You're no longer with
I am
Stone.
not. I am. Well, we don't want to say that. I live in the state of Washington, so I'm not
Right.
stone free. But I'm empty.
You're still drinking water. That's weird.
I'm still drinking. Well, I'm a healthy lifestyle. Greg will.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you're going to stick to a healthy lifestyle.
I'm drinking water.
Now that the pain isn't there as incentive.
You know what, Greg?
Yeah.
When I'm doing this show with you, the pain's here every week.
See?
Returns for a
water's
short
gonna help
period of time.
Yeah,
About 2 hours every Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I the other day, I had a bit of a sore back, which again, I'm an old man,
True.
so I got to get used to that
Who
just
doesn't?
happening, right?
Happens.
But I as I had discussed before, I'd been feeling fine these past few weeks and kind of forgot about the follow-up urologist appointment. But I started having a little back pain. I was like, maybe this is a thing.
You were
so I
like,
went
maybe I
in.
should call my urologist.
Yep, called up my urologist.
My urine guy.
My urologist was unavailable that day, but they said, "Come on in.
Oh.
We have another urologist as well. They have a whole
Wait, there are two?
they have a whole fleet
Who
of
knew?
urologists lined up. And if the one you want to talk to is not there, everyone else just takes one step over in line, and you can talk
gonna
to the
say,
next
so
one."
Do you think that they make urologists work harder because of that? It's like, I got 20 guys that'll take your place tomorrow.
It's like a game of Red Rover. There's a
like
whole
working-
bunch of
yeah.
urologists lined up, and
like
one of them
working in
runs
game
over to you.
development.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Once they've got that stone out, they fire all the urologists.
No longer needed.
Yep. Sorry.
It's crunch time.
Oh man. But yeah, so I went in, and they decided to give me a CT scan.
Oh.
Yes. And so I did that, which was it's quick. I've never had a CT scan before. Have you guys had a CT scan before?
I have not.
Yes.
Yeah, where they put you in the big tube, and
Big
there's
tube.
there's,
Yep.
there's like a
A couple of
thing
times, actually.
rolling around inside. Boom, boom, boom. It's a very sci-fi feeling. It was very
Yeah, it is.
exciting.
It's like
Yeah.
the movie
But I think
Contact.
the most disconcerting thing
Yes.
is the most disconcerting part of it is that after they've got you set up to slide into the tube, everyone
Uh-huh.
runs out of the room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's like, wait, is this dangerous?
Fire
Yeah.
in the hole.
Why am I still in here?
And CJ, to your point, it was exactly like the movie Contact.
Did you keep saying I'm
Including-
okay to go? I'm okay to go. I'm okay to
including-
go.
Including Jake Busey was there.
Weird.
That's weird.
I don't
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Is that why it takes so long to get an MRI? Like, like
They
you have
gotta-
the waiting times.
they gotta fly.
Jake's travel schedule is
Yeah, they got to fly Jake Busey out.
But was it Contact Jake Busey or Frighteners Jake Busey?
You know, it was both of them.
Very,
It was both of
very
them.
different.
That is upsetting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And Starship Troopers Jake Busey as well. He had a translucent violin that he was fiddling on the whole time I was in the
Futuristic.
the sci-fi ring. Yeah, no, I was disappointed because it went by. It was very quick. It was like 2 minutes. You know, all that hullabaloo, all that hubbub, all that preparation for just 2 minutes. I was like, boy, I kind of just want to be in here for a while just because I feel like I'm in the future. You know, I was like in Star
That's right.
Trek. But no, they did the little CT scan and they were like, oh, your innards are clean. I mean, they're
Let's not go crazy.
they don't
Let's
have
not go
rocks
that far.
inside.
Yeah.
They don't have rocks
Okay.
inside.
So did they tell you that the whole reason you have back pain now is because they were load-bearing stones?
I mean, that was my joke last week, right?
Oh, and I love it. I haven't been able to forget about it.
I made a stupid joke like a week or two ago, and Greg's
Well,
like,
let's be fair. You've been making stupid jokes for 14 years.
I
on
know,
this
but
show.
you
Oh.
liked this one.
But I did like this one.
You liked this one enough that you were like tweeting it out again, and now you're bringing it up here.
Yeah.
It's very cute. But no, so I'm fine. The urologist speculates that the back pain might be because
You're fat.
Well, I mean, she didn't come right out and say it. She phrased it a bit more delicately.
She sugarcoated it.
Yeah. And I said, that's weird. That's what I do with all my food. Do you think there's some sort of correlation? I mean,
That
I know-
water Phil's drinking. There's at least 4 tablespoons of sugar in that water Phil's drinking right now.
Yes. I do have some of that little flavor squirt in there.
Flavor squirt.
The old
Speaking
give it a bit of the old flavor squirt, if you know what I mean.
Uh,
Yeah.
too bad that's not a brand name.
They have a we should get on that.
Yeah.
Flavor squirt.
Player One Podcast flavor squirts. That'll be our new gamer energy drink. She speculates that perhaps I passed my stone
In your sleep.
the other not a,
oh wait.
In your sleep.
yeah, because I'll tell you what, if there's one thing I do constantly, it's piss the
It's
bed.
wet the bed.
That I believe.
So every morning I wake up and just
Not
The
again.
good news is
Wet-
you passed the stone. The bad
wet
news is
wet
you
sheets
have
and
to get another new
pebbles
mattress.
everywhere. That's all my bed is.
Yeah.
No, she has a feeling that I probably peed it out, and that might be just a little residual, my body flipping out, not knowing what to do, and
Okay.
and now I'm fine. Now I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm still
You're fine.
drinking water. You know,
H2O.
I've turned. This is like when Kevin Smith had that heart attack, and he decided to start being healthy.
And become super thin.
Yes.
Except you're
So
not to
you're-
that part yet.
No.
You're
We're getting
so
well.
you're vegan now?
Oh, is he vegan now?
He's vegan or vegetarian. I can't remember. Which.
No, I'm not that. I'm just drinking some water.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, let's be honest. It's probably just as big a lifestyle shift for you as it was as that was for him. But
I mean, in all fairness, I did this. This is just like our grease can I melted down. This is old hamburger fat Mm. mixed in water. So
Of course. Yeah.
you know it's healthy.
Kind of healthy.
Cows are natural.
Sure.
So there's my
That's
adventure.
something I
I'm-
never thought I would hear uttered on
Uttered.
the show.
Uttered. Oh, lordy, lordy.
CJ made it funny.
Oh man,
I didn't even mean
we
to
did
do
it.
that. It just worked
Yep.
out.
That's it.
It
14
worked out.
years over. That's it.
You didn't
We're
mean
done.
to moo that, right?
It doesn't quite work.
Nah.
Doesn't quite. No.
Well, let's move on.
Let's do it.
Get it?
Let's move on to some video game news.
That's That's
I like
the
that
one.
segue. Like it.
Thank you.
So
We'll save it. We'll use it next week too.
okay.
Make a
Excellent.
note to talk about cows in the intro next week.
I will make a note of it. I won't actually make a note of it, but we'll probably just do it anyway. All right. So Tom Holland is apparently
Spider-Man.
TV's Spider-Man.
he's Spider-Man, but he's also
Mhm.
Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie
But Nathan
Comes
Fillion
out.
is supposed to be Nathan Drake.
next
We all know
year.
that.
That was for a fan film, right?
Oh, he was.
Yeah, but it should have been. it
Should have been
official.
But
It should have
he's
been
he's young Nate.
young
they're-
Nate. Yes,
They're doing they're starting at the beginning.
right.
of-
Kind of
of,
like a kind of like a Harry Potter,
Kind of like
thing.
an origin
We'll
story.
we'll just watch Tom Holland grow up as Nathan Drake in
Finally.
various Uncharted movies.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what's gonna happen?
I don't know.
I just can't wait for all the spoilers because isn't Tom Holland like kind of known for spoiling?
He
the
does
movies he's
spoil a
in?
lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Does he really?
yeah.
Well,
Oh.
the other
He-
thing
yeah,
is
sorry.
is Sully is being played by Mark Wahlberg,
Right.
That's weird.
who also
That is
spoils
Oh,
also
does he?
spoils the movies he's in. Yes, because I mean he doesn't give away plot points.
Oh, you mean he just? Oh, I get it.
Yeah, he spoils movies.
He ruins.
I understand
Ruins
now.
Yeah, I mean Mark Wahlberg is a terrible actor and an awful person.
I see what
So,
you did there. Dot
Yeah.
gif.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Trying to think if I've liked a movie that Mark Wahlberg has been in.
You
and
haven't.
I can't
How
think of
about-
anything.
how about the last two Transformers movies?
Boogie
Nope.
Nights was good.
Huh?
Oh
Boogie
yeah,
Nights
Boogie
was
Nights.
good.
Okay, Boogie Nights.
Oh,
There
Boogie
you
Nights,
go.
Boogie Nights. That's right.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
He was
the only
in.
one.
No, he was in. Oh my God, that Martin Scorsese movie. Wasn't he in that one with
Casino,
Leonardo DiCaprio and
Godfather Part 2,
Jack Nicholson? Wasn't he in that? Or
Good Feathers.
The Departed.
The Departed. Thank you. Wasn't he in The Departed?
I've not seen it.
I don't know.
You
So.
haven't seen? That's a good movie.
No.
So
No.
good, I can't remember who's in it.
Exactly.
Uh,
Funny, but no,
Yes, he's
I'm
in that
looking.
movie.
I'm looking through his list here, and I don't see anything.
he was in.
Maybe Planet of the Apes. Was he in the Good Planet of the
Wait,
Apes?
wait,
Planet
what?
of the Apes.
Was he in the Good
No,
Planet of the Apes?
no.
There's Good Planet of the Apes and
No,
Bad
he
Planet of the
absolutely
Apes.
wasn't.
one's- Yeah, I think he was in that reboot, wasn't he?
He was in the
Yeah.
Tim Burton one.
That's what I'm saying. He was in the Tim
Oh,
Burton
okay,
one.
the
yeah,
bad
that's
one.
that's the
The
shitty
bad
one.
one.
Isn't that the
the
one?
bad
But
one.
isn't that
No.
sort of related to the current
No, not,
timeline?
any-
Really?
not even a
Completely
little.
Was.
Not
No.
even a little.
I thought it
No.
was. Okay.
What's James Franco was in the first of the good
That's correct.
rebooted
Yes.
Planet of the Apes movies, and that movie was not good because of that movie was good in spite of James Franco being in it.
All right.
No, the Tim
Welcome
Burton.
to Film
Oh
Snob
wait,
Weekly.
Date Night. Date Night. He's in Date Night. Date Night's a good movie, right? Or no, that's Game Night that I'm thinking of.
Jesus.
Is Date Night the?
You know, all kinds of different movies now.
Is that the Tina Fey Steve Carell movie?
Yes. I'm
I saw
wrong.
that and I don't
I'm
remember
wrong.
anything about it.
You're right. I saw that too. and I
Was
don't
Mark
remember
Wahlberg in
a
it?
damn Thing.
He's in another movie. He's in Game Night.
No, he's not in Game Night.
Was he in Date Night?
I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Well, we're talking about Mark Wahlberg, star of the Sega CD hit "Make My Video."
Who is now in the
Colon.
Uncharted movie?
Yes,
Yes,
playing
we're bringing
playing-
it back on to
playing
Uncharted.
James P. Sullivan,
Yeah,
the
he doesn't
lovable.
seem old enough to play Sully.
You know what though?
Well, you know-
that was my first reaction. Then I thought, actually, he probably is
Yeah, I mean Tom
because
Holland.
we're old now.
Tom Holland
We're
is
old.
playing
You're right.
Nathan Drake.
Damn it!
Yeah.
So they're
We've been
playing
doing this
younger,
podcast for 14 years. I didn't
younger
realize that we've
versions
become old.
of the characters. So
Okay,
Because he's
That's
older than
what's-
us.
Yeah.
So that makes him.
that makes him
old.
old.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ah,
Ah.
man.
We've become old.
So
Anyway,
this movie's gonna be terrible, right? Let me.
I'll hold out hope for it.
I like Tom Holland.
sure.
I like Tom Holland. I don't like what's his name, Marky Mark, but I do like Tom Holland.
Marky Mark. Apparently, he gets really upset when people call him that.
Well,
Can't imagine why.
There was a story. I think it might have been. No, not Boogie Nights. There was a movie where he played some. It was like a biography of some rocker. And I guess during one of the music scenes, somebody started playing Good Vibrations, and he like stormed off the set or something like that.
Oh man,
That's good.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The let me ask you guys this: you've played the Uncharted games, right?
Yes.
You played all
Yeah,
4
four
plus
four,
Lost Legacy.
5.
I never played Lost Legacy. I heard it was good.
Lost
I played that,
Legacy is that's the spin-off with
Yeah,
the ladies,
I
right?
think it was going to be
Yep.
DLC, and then they packaged it as a standalone.
And then there was the Vita
Sorry.
one,
The Vita one, which I never
Golden
finished.
Showers,
Golden Showers. Yeah.
which is not a numbered one.
Right.
Okay. Tell me the story of any of the Uncharted games. Tell me the
Nathan Drake
plot.
murders a bunch of people and steals some treasure. The end.
Yeah.
And at one point, his brother shows up
Yeah.
and turns out to be not a nice person.
Yeah.
The end.
But you don't know the story of any Uncharted game, do you?
I just said what the story was. Nathan
Some-
Drake murders a bunch of people and takes some treasure. Done.
Some monsters show up at the end.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
turns into the first one turns into a zombie game halfway
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, the Uncharted games have and I love the Uncharted games. And I love the
Well,
characters
it's like it's an
in
Indiana
the Uncharted
Jones
series.
It's an Indiana Jones.
I can tell you the plot of the Indiana Jones movies. I can tell you what
True.
happens story-wise in the Indiana Jones movies. Maybe not the last one.
Yeah, but the difference there is that you can sit and watch all 3 Indiana Jones movies
Yeah.
in a fraction of the time it would take to replay any of
Right.
the Uncharted games.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, it's easier to rewatch those and get very familiar with them than it is to replay Uncharted and get very familiar with those stories.
I'm just saying the Uncharted series has great characters and terrible, terrible stories.
No, I disagree. Some of them weren't good story wise, but I remember really enjoying the stories of most of them
Yeah.
when I played them.
Really.
but
yeah.
you cannot recount.
Yeah, you can't.
But I mean, just because you can't
Details.
recount it doesn't mean
There
you
was a
didn't-
bit
I mean,
with an airplane.
That was
I think there was a
Yeah.
train at the start
Nah,
of one of them.
I think it's silly though that is the reason why it's bad is because you can't
Yeah.
remember the story beats. Like, there's plenty of other reasons why they could be bad.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
think that proves anything.
I'm
is
just
what
saying.
getting
I've played a lot of Uncharted games, and I don't know any of the stories on any of them. And as I was playing them, I didn't know the story half the time. It's just, I
Yeah.
hope they I hope they get a good. Do we know who's writing it?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I hope they get a good screenwriter.
Chances are I'm not even gonna see it. So
Really?
You guys are no fun.
video game
you know what?
movies.
I'm sorry,
I don't
sorry, you
generally
guys-
watch
you
video game
guys-
movies.
You guys are proud of and have a ridiculous level of like the ability to recall minute details of the shittiest movies.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're saying you're too good to go see the Uncharted movie? Is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
I'm absolutely seeing the Uncharted
CJ,
movie.
the only reason I've ever seen the movie Gymkata is because you owned a copy.
Checks out.
So
and before the
please-
show, you were
please
going
don't tell
on
me you're
about
too good to see Uncharted.
you were going on about how great "Can't Buy Me Love" 1980s cinema verite.
It is. I
Yeah.
even recalled a scene where Seth Green rips a fart into a
Rips a big
station
fart.
wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's
But
not.
I don't
Seth Green
think
who
I'll
rips a
see
fart.
Uncharted.
It's a
I
different
will.
actor who
I
rips
will
a fart
absolutely
onto
see
Seth
Uncharted.
Green.
Of course, I will see Uncharted.
Yeah.
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 Although I'm going to be bummed out because with the focus on young Drake, they're not going to have the lady characters, presumably, right?
I wouldn't think.
Yeah. Which
I mean, who knows? They're not really tied to the whatever the narrative was in the games. I mean, they absolutely might introduce them.
I
In
hope
some
it starts off where it turns out because it's Chloe and Elena. Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Where we find out that Chloe and Elena and Nathan all go to the same high school, and Sully's like their
Oh,
cranky
it's like the
biology
Star
teacher.
Wars universe.
Yeah, Yeah,
where there's
they all grew up
trillions of
together.
people, but there's only 4 core people in the whole universe.
Yeah, they're the ones that matter.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we did. So we saw a set picture where Nolan North was chatting with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Nolan North has to have a cameo in this movie, right?
would
That's
hope.
just
Probably.
that's just
I would
obvious,
imagine.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it comes out in 2021 if theaters are still around.
I hope it's like super telegraphed, and it ends with just like a big, like he crosses paths with Nolan North, and Nolan helps him out with something, and
See,
little Tom Holland's like, I gotta go, and
See,
Nolan
my
North kind of
opinion-
looks at the camera, is like, boy, that kid seems like he's got a bright future ahead of him, and kind of winks at the camera.
I think that Nolan North should have been Sully.
that would have been pretty good. That
Has
would've been
Nolan
good.
North actually like acted,
I
like
have
not
no
voice
idea.
acting though?
I mean, he's been in bit parts in various sitcoms and
Yeah.
and stuff. Not
because I
like-
mean, acting and voice acting are pretty different kind of skill
Sure.
sets. You know what I mean? So
sure. Yeah.
someone who is a fantastic actor, he might be a
Yeah.
terrible voice actor, and vice versa. So
Possible.
no, I don't
All
know.
right. So Nintendo is releasing the Famicom version of Fire Emblem in English for the first
Yes.
time on
pretty nice
Nintendo
surprise.
Switch
Mhm.
in December. It's Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. It's a $6 digital purchase, but
Mhm.
you can also get a special edition that includes like quite a lot of it includes a digital code for the game. But
yeah,
then it also has like an NES collectible like
like a
cartridge, that's, like,
Crystal
clear.
looking
Yeah, is it
cartridge.
it is like a crystal looking cart, right?
That's right.
It's nice. The collector edition stuff looks really nice.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it does.
looks,
Plus
it looks
like,
like
an
something
NES box as if it was
Yeah.
produced.
when I
You
back
got a
in
big art
time.
book.
when I saw it at first, I actually thought it might be a limited run. Like that's what it reminded me of, something you would
Right.
see limited run release.
Yeah,
You know,
it
like
does.
or I am 8-bit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get like a little Nintendo Power pullout,
Yeah,
thing.
like a poster kind
like
of
a
thing.
poster,
Yeah,
an art book, and in this nice box. So yeah,
I love
for
it when
us-
Nintendo does stuff like this.
It's-
I'd so like to see it more often.
It is great when they do stuff like that. It's interesting that they've done it for a $6 digital game.
No, I'm not sorry. I'm not talking about the special edition so much. It's just the fact that they've translated and released
yeah,
an ancient game. But,
right.
you know, it's relevant obviously because of the fact that Fire Emblem has become so popular here.
Yeah, and they released a trailer. The trailer for it is kind of funny, where it's sort of a throwback to the Smash Brothers on the GameCube, where Marth first appeared, right?
Mhm.
And you have these two kids playing, and they're sort of talking crap about Marth, or one of them is talking crap about Marth, not knowing who that is, and the other kid is like, "You don't know who Marth is?" And they go through this whole thing, and there's like a shot of Smash Brothers, like the little trophy entry for it, where it said Fire Emblem was Japan only
Mm.
until now. And then it goes into showing off the English translation of
Ah.
this game, which has a bunch of different quality of life upgrades. You can like set chapter bookmarks, so you can save
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
in this game, and they have like fast forwarding battles and things like that. So a lot of like quality of life upgrades to the original Famicom game, so that you can play it easier than because this was a permadeath game like back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a Fire Emblem thing, right?
I mean, they made
Yeah.
permadeath optional in
Yeah.
later games, but this original one, I think you didn't have that option. So
And this is going to be like they're going to have a cutoff date on this one too, right? Like with Mario anniversary and whatnot.
yeah, apparently this is available for a limited time
Oh, for
once
God's
again.
sake.
So
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's
And
weird.
why that's a thing now.
It's weird.
I've always been interested in trying this game just because it predates. I think it came out just before Shining Force.
came out in
Oh, really?
1990.
Yeah, and of course Shining Force. I think Shining Force is 1991.
Mhm.
Actually, I think Shining Force came out. Yeah, it came out in Japan in '91. So and that was sort of like as North Americans, that was sort of our introduction to that type of game was Shining Force, because Sega actually brought that one here, where of course Nintendo left Fire Emblem in Japan. So I've always been kind of curious to see how it plays, just because they were such similar ideas and so close together.
Yeah. So anyway, that is coming out in December. Anyway, let's talk next gen stuff, because I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter everywhere. People taking pictures of people in the press taking pictures of their PlayStation 5s that they have received.
I watched the video of Jeff Keighley walking it out his driveway for some reason.
What? Apparently, the only thing that they can do this all happened on Friday. The only thing they could do with it on Friday was to say that they had it and show the boxes, outside box. Although there are some videos of like the DualSense being taken apart and things like that as well. But so the press have received their PS5. So I assume that this means coverage begins this week. Yeah, if not tomorrow, certainly by Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll start seeing the first videos and impressions of PS5s from U.S. journalists. We had gotten Japanese YouTubers had spent some time with the machine, but this is the first that North American press will have. So, yeah, excited. Are you excited about next gen?
Yes.
Yes. All right, then. Game Informer, they're doing a cover story. Their cover story is on Miles Morales. So they've been putting out various clips of the game on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen any of these, but Digital Foundry did a discussion on the technical aspects of these clips. And actually, it's nice to watch that video because it's a supercut of all of the clips that Game Informer has put up. You don't have to watch them separately. You can just watch them all in one go.
So not only that, but you don't need to give Game Informer any hits or anything.
Well, but you want to. Game Informer is good, so give them some.
I know. I was mostly just shaming you, but
okay, yeah, I like Game Informer, but so I'm very excited about that. It's looking great. It's looking great.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for that. That's one of the my two most anticipated games. Outside of Flight Sim, if it actually comes out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it'll still be a while. I did purchase my first PlayStation 5 game because Sony has revised the web store. So you go to store.playstation.com and you can see the updated store where you can buy PS5 digital games now.
You can buy digital games already, huh?
You can buy digital games. So I bought Sackboy Big Adventure.
So when you fire up your PlayStation 5 for the first day, after you've sat there and waited for an hour for the system update to happen, then you've got 2 hours to wait for the games you've bought to download.
Don't be, Craig.
Yes, exactly.
Don't be naive. The reason he bought it now is so he can preload it.
I can preload it onto my PlayStation 4 and then just transfer the bits over, right?
Work at all.
Well, where did you get your PS5 from? Where did you order it from?
Amazon.
Okay, well, call Amazon, or you get on the
Can
chat.
You open it early?
Have them do it.
Just say if you ask, and
Jeff,
be nice about it.
Jeff, Mr. Bezos.
First of all, it's Bezos.
Bezos.
So yeah, you want to
bezel. The term is bezel.
Yeah, and yeah, they'll hook it up to their Wi-Fi, and they'll get it all set up for you. Get it squared away.
Excellent.
You ready to go out of the box?
Good to know. Good to know.
You'll tear off that PS5 tissue paper.
Phil's Tech Tips.
Yep.
Just have Amazon do it.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
I don't know about that.
I mean, goodness gracious,
what else do they have to do?
Delivering it to your door for crying out loud.
Yeah,
that's true. I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be there when they drop it in front of your door.
Yeah.
So Sony got rid of a lot of features that were on the previous digital store. So no more wish list. You can't view PS3 or Vita games there. You have to actually purchase those and view those on the respective machines.
See,
Can't do that
this
on the web store
sucks
anymore.
because I was really looking forward to using my PS5 exclusively to purchase Vita
It
games.
did. We were running our Gran Turismo races on Friday night, and the guy who runs the chat, Goki, he went to use some feature, like he actually clicked on whatever button was there for it and got a message. This was on the system level UI, and got a message that the feature was no longer available, and it was because of whatever the update was.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, well, why did you leave the button? I don't understand if you got rid of the feature. What's the button still doing there? But anyway,
That's weird.
I guess they're revamping a
Mhm.
lot of stuff, right? Because they've reworked how chat works. We talked about that last week, I think.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, so Xbox sent refrigerators out to a few people. One to Snoop Dogg, the other to iJustine, and the third one apparently they're going to give away on social media.
This is to counteract the overheating
This
stories.
is the meme that the Xbox Series X looks like a fridge. Did you see that one?
I heard about it.
Okay.
Mostly because
Anyway.
of this.
So they really constructed refrigerators that look like Xbox One or Xbox Series X's.
Did they actually construct these refrigerators, or did they just go buy a few?
No, these are custom made. If you watch the
Are they
iJustine
really?
video, they are customized.
Really?
She plugs it in, and the little Xbox in the top
Oh no!
lights
Really?
up.
Oh
And
my!
you open it, and it makes the boot up sound, and it has green
Ugh.
lights inside. Like they really customized these refrigerators.
Okay.
I mean, you
Kind
know,
of a crazy degree.
far be it from me to tell them how to spend their money.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But leaning
as
into
far
a
as like
meme is
marketing
pretty fun.
stunts goes, it's just like, really? I
I
guess
don't
we're
know. The
talking about
iJustine
it.
video is pretty worth it because
Yeah.
first of all, she gets this delivery and it's this huge on a pallet, like a forklift has to deliver this thing into her garage.
Now who's
and
this?
iJustine. You've
iJustine,
never
she's
heard
an
of
influencer on
iJustine?
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
She's been around a long.
Forgive
Didn't she
me.
used to work.
Forgive me for being old, but yeah, this is she's a
No,
YouTuber or something.
No, she's
She-
been around for a long time.
She used to work for some outlet. Was it a video game outlet? I think it was. Was it a GameSpot or anyway? She came from one of those places, and then
Okay.
she kind of struck out on her own. And she does a lot of tech videos.
iJustine.
That's right.
iJustine, yeah,
Is she related to iCarly?
not at all.
Because that's a thing,
No.
right? There's an
No.
iCarly.
Yeah.
There's iCarly. You're right.
Okay.
Her videos
She's
are pretty
related
good.
to the iPod.
Are they?
I kind of like her videos.
Oh, is
I
she-
don't
is
watch
she an
them a
i-
lot.
Did
But
she make the iPod?
But anyway, so this video has her like unboxing this fridge, and they sent it in a large Series X box.
How?
if I had that
crazy.
something like that delivered, I'd be more like, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you
know.
sending me this giant box?" Like,
I know.
Yeah.
The video's pretty great though. Anyway, I think
Yes.
that means we can move on. So let's go into what you've been playing. Greg.
mostly
Kick us
Gran
off.
Turismo Sport. I actually just posted a video tonight before we've started recording of one of our not so recent races. But anyway, that's all I've really. Between that and working on the next Welco Mitad He Next T level
Oh,
article,
Hmm.
I haven't really played anything
No.
this week.
Okay.
So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Short segment there.
Yeah.
Phil,
Yeah.
what do you got for us?
Well, I've been playing just random stuff this week. Like I kind of ended up diving back into Rogue Legacy again because I haven't completely maxed out my character on the Switch version. So I've been playing some of that. I've been diving back into Ease Origin,
Okay.
playing some more of that. I just reached a boss that I'm stuck on, so I got to figure out how to beat that thing. It's a big plant, it's a big giant monster plant. I did get one new game this week for the Nintendo Switch. A Transformer game came out recently.
Aha.
Yes, I see Greg's attention Uh-oh. Oh, Greg's
just looking
Greg's
for the
gone.
button to turn off his video.
I know. See, and I was hoping Greg would be here so I could talk because Greg likes Transformers too, but apparently he's got
does.
some sort of family thing going on now.
Kind
But
of funny, within the span of a month, a G.I. Joe game came out.
I know,
and this
right?
Transformers game, like old OG, like 80s style
yeah,
G.I. Joe and
yeah.
Transformers. So
Yeah, Hasbro's throwing money at small game studios to make quickie low budget games based
yeah, I don't
on
know
their
if it's
properties.
a lot of money. They're throwing some amount of money.
It's certainly not a lot of money that they threw at the developer to make this Transformers game.
It's gotta
So-
be. It's gotta be 7 digits budget at least.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Hasbro took the money that I gave them when I pre-ordered that Unicron figure
Uh-huh.
and said, we're going to use this and we're going to make a video game with it. And they handed it over to the studio
Like, go nuts.
and it said, we got some schlub gave us $600,
Yeah.
but here you go. Make us a game. So there's this game called Transformers Battlegrounds that just came out.
Not to be confused with Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
No.
Yeah.
But it's came out on Switch, which is where I got it. It came out on PS4, it came out on Xbox One, and it came out on PC. It's on Steam.
Okay.
It's probably on the Epic Game Store. I don't know. It's bad.
Well,
I mean,
what kind of game is it? It kind
it's
of
a-
looks
oh,
like it's an XCOM or like a Mario Rabbids
Do you ever-
strategy.
It's a
game.
mobile. It's a mobile game. It's a mobile. I mean, it is. It's exactly a turn-based tactics style game,
Right.
akin to XCOM, akin to Mario Rabbids.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
And when you say it's a mobile game, is it a port of a an existing
Yeah,
mobile game, or
it's-
you just
It's funny because I've seen people claim that it is. I've seen
Yeah.
people say like, "Oh, they're just porting a." But the thing is, it's not. It's not a port of a mobile game.
no?
There
new.
have been plenty of crappy Transformers mobile games.
Right.
And
I'm sure
certainly-
you played them.
I've played some of
Some
them.
of them.
I even I
Yeah.
know enough to stay away from some of those.
Yeah.
But and there certainly have been crappy Transformers turn-based tactics games on mobile, but this is not one of them. This is at some point recent-ishly, some developer said, "Hey, let's make what for all intensive purposes."
Yes.
Just not gonna just gonna let that go.
No, it's a bit that you do. You've done this before on the show. You've said
Jeez
intensive
Louise.
purposes.
For all,
I believe that's a title of one of our shows.
is it really?
because
sure
you
it
did,
is.
you did it before.
Louise. Anyway, they said we're just gonna make a mobile game, but we're not gonna put it on iOS or
So, but
Android.
what does that mean, though?
I mean, have you
It
seen
means like a
pictures
very
of it?
a very shallow strategy game with
Look at the screenshots. It
terrible
looks like,
graphics and
It looks like an
animation.
iPhone game. Yeah, the graphics are not good. The animation is just awful. I mean, it is.
it does not look great. Even in the trailers where it's supposed to look good, it does
Right.
not look great.
Yeah. No, it's a terrible looking game.
The G.I.
Um,
Joe game looks better than this, which is
It does.
kind of
It
saying
actually does.
something.
And yeah, granted, I've only just played like a mission of it, but I was just like, oh man, this game is not a good game. And it's not even that, I mean, turn-based tactics games, not usually my bag. I like them well enough. I mean, like Final Fantasy Tactics is great. The Valkyria Chronicles, those are great. I enjoy those type of games for what they are. But
Sure.
man, this is a bad one. Like Mario Rabbids, yeah. I
Mario
don't
Rabbids
like
is fun.
I don't like the Rabbids as characters, but the Mario Rabbids game was good. It was a quality one of these games. But no, this is oofa doofa. It's not good. It's disappointing. And
Oxcoat, oofa doofa.
oofa doofa. dot.
This
But-
game is ... good.
Boy, it's
Oh,
good.
great.
I don't have to play all the way through this game.
Yeah.
It's ... good.
That's right.
But no, it's a shame.
That is.
I mean, obviously, I was gonna buy it because it's a Transformers game, and I'm a sucker for them robots in disguise.
True.
Even when Marky Mark is shoved in there. Those movies are bad.
Yeah.
But
Terrible.
But no, it's too bad because I mean, I like the War for Cybertron games were so good. Devastation was really
Fun.
great. Yeah. But yeah.
So not so much, huh?
Hasbro just stepped Karen, so yeah, it blows my mind how much it feels like this game was being developed for iOS, and then someone just said, you know what, screw it, we're not going to put this on iPhone. Let's get this needs to be on the PlayStation and Xbox, but it's just going to be our free to play mobile game that we're going to charge $40 for or whatever. So
That sucks.
yeah, it's a shame.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's really it. That's what I've been
All right.
playing.
Well, I've been playing a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Such as
Such as well, last week Stadia
uh-oh.
had this little event where a creative director called out stream.
Why do you hate Giant Bomb, CJ?
Well, not talking about that. I mean,
Okay.
We're
I
not gonna
like-
talk
I
about why
like-
you hate Giant Bomb.
no, I like Giant Bomb.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Because you really seem to be big into Stadia suddenly.
I am. No,
Well, pick a
No.
side,
no.
Chester Copperpot.
No, I'm not big into Stadia. So Stadia announced 2 demos that I was like, okay, I'll play that.
Uh-huh.
And so I registered for a Stadia account, which turns out is not too terribly hard on PC.
Well, there's
Sure they-
probably not a lot of people
Sure, they don't
lining
want
up.
a lot of friction there.
right. It's like you log in with your Google account,
Yeah.
accept some policies that I didn't read, so I
Some
went ahead
questionable
and blindly
policies.
accepted it.
Oh man.
And
That doesn't sound good.
then you get into the store, and I think this is the first time that they've had free demos on the Stadia store, which is the only reason why I even bothered creating an account. But so the 2 games that I
Yeah.
was interested in playing are Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle, which is a very forgettable title.
Is that a real name?
Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle. That's a real name.
You're
for a
reading
real
that,
game.
aren't you? You don't
I'm
actually
reading
know
that. I have to read it every time because I forget what the name is.
It's a horrible name. Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle?
Mega Tunnel Battle. That's right.
So let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Is it the tunnel battles that are mega? Or are the battles taking place in mega tunnels?
Neither. I really don't know why they named it this.
What is the mega modifying here?
The only reason I can come up with is because Pac-Man Party Royale was already taken, and Battle Royale, of course, it was taken by an arcade game of Pac-Man. So Party Royale is on Apple Arcade, and it's not very good at all.
So the only words left over were mega tunnel.
So they just put 3 random words together and put that out on the store. And Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle is a first on Stadia game.
It's the
Which
first
implies that
Stadia
it's
game.
Which implies that it's coming out on other platforms later,
Yeah.
which just makes me wait. I'll wait for those.
Right.
But then the other demo I wanted to try was Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is that Ubisoft Breath of the Wild like game set with Greek mythology.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
And that comes out in December on all platforms. But the demo is exclusive, at least at this point, to Stadia. So
Oh.
I said, hey, I would like to try these 2 things. So I'll sign up for a Stadia account and try it. Let's talk about Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle first, which, yes, again, I had to read the title off. off of the outline to
Oh,
remember. Basically, it's Pac-Man Battle Royale. It's 64 players. So you pick your maze style. You can customize your Pac-Man, and you become one of an 8x8 grid of Pac-Man mazes. And
8 times 8 is 64, so the math checks out.
checks out. I know.
Mhm.
So, and then as you play, the rounds are about 2 minutes long,
Okay.
and it knocks the lowest scoring players out of the game
Okay.
every 2 minutes until there's until round
How-
5, which is the final round, and then you just play until there's only
How
one
many
person left.
players get eliminated per round?
That I'm not sure of. I believe it's some kind of percentage of what whoever the top scorer is. Like, you have to be in some percent of the top scoring players. If you're in the
Okay.
bottom, then you get
Gotcha.
dropped out.
Okay.
So and it's got various power-ups that you can collect and
Mhm.
like store in the A and B button. I was playing on an Xbox controller.
Okay.
Or the A and S button. The S is the Stadia button.
Really?
If you're
Really?
using a Stadia controller, which I was not.
Uh,
They have an S button.
So you have power-ups you can collect and use strategically, or just use them as you collect them.
Uh-huh.
And it plays like old arcade Pac-Man. It does not speed up like any of the Pac-Man championship editions or anything like that. It's
Right.
fairly standard Pac-Man. Some of the power-ups include, like, you can get a shield, or like a
Mhm.
temporary shield, so you can bump into the ghosts. There's one that makes the ghosts attracted to players. So either you or another player that's
So,
in
like-
your maze.
So, like, when you were playing the game, you suddenly got horny for Clyde?
That's right.
Is that
No.
what happened?
I collected the power up, and then Clyde got horny for
Damn.
me.
Blinky's looking good all of a sudden. I'm going to go see what he's doing.
But there are little gates as well that connect
Uh-huh.
the different mazes. So and they
A
lock and
mega tunnel.
unlock at different variables, and you can go into somebody else's maze and grab a power pellet and then chomp them and kill them. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah.
So you can go into. So
Interesting.
this is the mega tunnels. The
I guess
titular
these are the
mega tunnels.
titular mega tunnels.
So you can go into someone else's maze
Yeah.
and
Grab a
kill
power pellet,
them,
kill
and
them.
then go back to your screen, or do you stay on their screen?
You would stay on their screen, I think.
Ah,
Yeah. And if you were the last Pac-Man, like, let's say you have multiple packs on
Uh-huh.
one maze, if you were the
Uh-huh.
one to gobble the last dot on that maze, the other Pac-Man would lose a life.
okay.
interesting.
So it's a sort of
That's-
last man standing Pac-Man game.
Sounds cool.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's
I was-
actually really fun.
I was kind of okay, whatever on it, but then when you were talking about going into other people's mazes, that's actually pretty neat twist.
Yes, I've posted a video up on YouTube of me
Mhm.
winning a match
Oh wow.
of Pac-Man
Oh,
Mega
humble
Tunnel Battle.
brag.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Was it just one of
Uh,
your many victories, I'm sure?
Many victories. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Uh,
You chose the best one.
I did choose the best
Yeah,
one, actually.
Good.
I played very well. I only died like twice, which is
Oh well.
which was good.
What a pro gamer. You're like
That's right.
You're like the fatality of Pac-Man Mega
man.
Tunnel Madness or whatever it's called.
Mega Tunnel Battle. I
Mega Tunnel
again had to
Battle.
read it
Mega
off the
Tunnel
outline
Battle.
because I would not remember.
They should have gone with Mega Tunnel Madness.
They should
Well,
have.
I
Yeah.
guess the battle though, there's probably some SEO reasons for getting battle in the title.
Possible.
That's what it's all about.
It sounds like this is going to have various game modes. The one that's in the demo is this
Yeah.
elimination sort of last man standing thing.
Mhm.
And you can spectate as well. You can spectate matches, and every round they have the audience vote on the power-ups that drop
Oh,
in
okay.
into the players' mazes. But I thought it was really good.
cool.
It's on a
And-
Stadia first game, so,
you-
eh,
And when you played it,
yeah.
there were 63 other people playing Stadia?
That's the thing I'm not sure of. That's
Little
the
bit of
thing I'm
tomfoolery
not
going
sure
on
of. You can browse the games that are in progress, and
Yeah.
there's first of all
Just a
many
bunch
of them.
Just a bunch of Pac-Man stuck in the corner, not actually moving.
There's not many of them. Actually, there's a second because I watched the video that I posted on YouTube, and there's one point where the player next to me, you can kind of see the mazes that are going on next to you, is just sitting in the corner up top. Which in the corner he would have just eaten a power pellet. Why is he just sitting there? I have no idea. Could have been a bot. Could have been a bot. Not sure. But the games, all of the games that I've played so far, they start up pretty quickly. So I can't imagine that it's finding 64 other players on Stadia.
Oh man,
but
that's weird.
Even if it's against bots, it was pretty fun. So I recommend if you like Pac-Man games, this thing on Stadia is there for another 5 days or so. Give it a shot because it's kind of fun.
I look forward to playing this when it arrives on a system.
Something else, yes.
When it arrives on something else, I will purchase it.
Sincerely doubt I will even sign up to try it for free.
Here's the thing I'm hoping though. I mean, it's a multiplayer game. It's a battle royale style game, and it's a premium game, so it's not free to play. I hope Bandai Namco is making this thing cross-platform, because otherwise you will eventually have to have bots populating those matches. But I thought it was really well done. I thought it, Pac-Man as a battle royale game, I think could work really well. Now we have Tetris 99 and Super Mario 35 that have kind of tested those tested making a massively multiplayer version of a classic game out. So I think it works in Tetris 99's case. I think it works all right in Super Mario 35's case. I think it works pretty well here with Pac-Man as well. So yeah, I can't wait to play it on a different platform. But I will say, I didn't feel any input lag or anything like that. It was a fairly good connection, so I had fun with it. The Immortals Phoenix Rising demo, I really enjoyed that as well. So it plays kind of like Breath of the Wild. The story itself is narrated by the gods. And they have like this they have two gods narrating the story, and they can't agree on the details of everything, so they're like fighting back and forth. It's it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, it's done with a lot of humor in the storytelling, so it's not at all a serious game. It's a very much like a fourth wall breaking sort of Pixar or animated movie type thing. I don't know. It's an interesting way for this game to tell its story. It is very not serious. Not Yahoo serious. No Yahoo serious.
He discovered the formula for putting bubbles into beer.
Anyway, so
interesting.
It plays.
We'd like to try that.
Like Breath of the Wild, you can climb and roll and all sorts of fun stuff.
Well, you got the two important ones out of the way. Climbing and rolling.
Do your weapons last longer than 3 hits?
Oh, yes, your weapons do not disappear.
Oh my goodness!
I'm already sold.
Weapons,
sign me up.
Weapons stay with you. Yes. And there's, in the demo anyway, there's a couple like really interesting environmental puzzles. The combat in the demo is very Assassin's Creed style. A lot of parrying, sword swipes, and things like that. But it's good. I really had a lot of fun with it. The final game, you'll get to customize the main character quite a bit. You can customize your look entirely, and whether you're playing as a male character or female character. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's a Breath of the Wild clone, but I'm all in for that. I'm fine with that. And again, played really well on Stadia. All right. Since apparently now I'm a fan of streaming games, I purchased a subscription to PlayStation Now.
Oh,
PlayStation
It was
when?
on it was on sale during Amazon Prime days or whatever. What's that thing that they do every year? They're Prime days, right?
Prime
Day.
days. Yeah, Prime days.
Yeah. They had a sale on PlayStation Now. It was like $40 or something.
Okay.
So for a year. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go.
And
I did. And I did. So I played Medieval, the
Yeah.
the remake that came out last year.
Yes.
Played that
Of
a
the-
little bit.
Of the PS1 classic.
Question mark? Yeah, I was never really a huge fan of Medieval.
Yeah, that game when it came out. I'm sure the new game's fine. Is the new game fine?
New game's fine.
New
Yeah.
game's fine. But I remember when the new game came out, it really seemed convinced that Medieval was a beloved game of
Yeah.
Not, not really.
mid to late 90s, and I don't think it was. Right?
No.
I mean, hooray, it got remade. That's cool.
and the remake
but-
looks great.
Yeah, but I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Nobody cares about Medieval. Right?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I'm with
I
Phil
don't
on
think
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I played that. I played some Motorstorm RC, which is a PS3 game.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan of that either.
I think I enjoyed that on the Vita when it came out. And then played some Lego Batman 3.
Now
on
we're
there.
talking.
Lego
so
Batman 2 is better.
But
I've-
Lego
I
Batman
have
3 is
heard
still
that.
fun.
Yeah, it's not bad. No, it's not. Yeah. The
Yeah.
first Lego Batman game is pretty boring. It's not a very good game. Lego Batman 2, fantastic. Lego Batman 3, still good, but not as good
Yeah.
as 2.
And then I tried some kind of Warriors All Stars game that Koei did. Not great.
No, it's
But I was actually really impressed with how PlayStation Now worked. You know, I played all of those games streaming. I didn't download any of them, but
okay.
didn't notice any input lag. There was no artifacting or anything. It played really well.
well,
My
good.
PS4 is a wired connection, so
Okay.
I don't, that may have contributed to that, but really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah, so maybe I'll play some more things on PlayStation Now. I was actually quite pleased with the selection of Lego titles on PlayStation Now.
yeah?
There's quite a lot of like family friendly games on PlayStation Now.
Is your daughter into the Lego games?
We played a couple of them, yeah,
Okay.
but none that she's like stuck with really.
Okay.
But the Lego Harry Potter games are on PlayStation Now, so we might
I
try
keep meaning to
that.
go back and play those.
Or I think I saw Lego Jurassic Park, and she's gotten back into Jurassic Park because of
Oh.
Camp Cretaceous on Netflix.
Is that
How is
good?
that?
My daughter seems to like it.
Greg and I are both very concerned about how good the new
Yeah.
Jurassic Park cartoon is. I've been tempted to watch it. Is it
Yeah.
good?
I don't know.
I feel like
I don't
I
know.
have been too, but it's like against my better judgment.
Yeah.
Because I kind of assume based on the fact that the only good movie in the Jurassic Park pantheon of films
right.
was the first one.
Right.
First one's pretty good.
And the second one was watchable. Here we're being movie snobs again. Second
I
one
know.
was watchable, and everything after that has been crap.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say
ugh.
Jurassic Park 3. Well, not a good movie, certainly. I really liked the pterodactyl scene.
I
You
did
know what?
too.
You know what I was gonna
too.
say, and you know why? You know why that scene was good?
Huh.
Because that was
it
out
was
of the
in the
first book.
Yeah, I was out of the first
Yeah, that's
book.
true. That
yeah,
is
that
true.
was like the scene that they
That is
I
true.
think they meant to have it in the original movie, and then
Oh,
they
yeah?
decided against it.
'Cause
But
it was,
that was
too
a
expensive
major
to do.
when you
scene
see
from
the
first
one
book.
crawling across that like he's crawling out of the fog on the
Yeah.
bridge.
No, that's where
That's
really
creepy
well
as
done.
hell, and I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it. Yeah.
No, you're right. It's funny. I knew you were gonna say that
Yeah.
when you said
I
there's the
will
one
I
thing.
will watch Jurassic Park 3 just
Just for
for the pterodactyl scene and for the talking velociraptor. But just
Well
those
then.
two things.
Yeah, those movies are terrible. So, but I hate it kills me because the first Jurassic Park, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
It's just such
immaculate.
a wonderful movie.
I love it. Love that movie.
Like, yeah, and a great book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, both Jurassic Park books were amazing. I thought.
Boy, what a thing with that Lost World book is, because the Lost World book was written after the first movie came out.
Was
And
it? I didn't know that.
Yes, it was. And it is so clear when you read it that Michael Crichton was just, stopped just short of making it into a screenplay format. It is so obviously written
Yeah.
as this is going to be the sequel to the movie. And then
it wasn't.
the sequel to the movie just ignores everything in that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was a shame
Yeah.
because the book was so much better than the movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, that movie, the same thing. That movie had moments. There were
Oh,
some
yeah.
really good moments in that
absolutely.
film, but overall, it was just kind of
Absolutely.
a messy film.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I've been messing around with PlayStation Now. Yeah.
Good.
PlayStation Now is good stuff.
Now,
Yeah.
so when the PlayStation 5 launches,
Uh-huh.
are they going to have PS5 games on PlayStation
I
Now
don't
right
think
away?
so.
I doubt
I
it.
don't think so.
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, they're not doing
Their
like
thing
a,
doesn't. Yeah, they're like Microsoft. That's Microsoft's thing,
yeah.
right? Like their thing
Yeah.
seems to be way more of here's the back catalog.
Yeah.
Here's a portion
Yeah.
of the back catalog
Right.
for you to try. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which is
Well-
fine. I
Well,
prefer
and
the
they
Microsoft
swap
one, but-
out like a lot of things. A lot of the big games seem to leave PlayStation Now, whereas
Mm.
like Microsoft's stuff on Game Pass
Yeah.
hasn't left yet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I may very well be, but
It's happened.
it seems to me that Sony is not as invested in PlayStation Now as Microsoft is in Game Pass. Am I correct in that assumption?
I would say for Microsoft, Game Pass is driving a lot of their business,
Right.
Yeah.
and PlayStation Now is not driving
Okay.
Sony's business.
But I
So
think
they
it's
don't
really-
see the reason to be.
That's
I
really
don't think
interesting
so.
because I
Hyped
think
up
that
as-
they bought the when they invested in the technology, the streaming tech,
Mhm.
that seemed like a big deal at the time.
It seemed like a big deal. They bought OnLive and they bought Gaikai. They bought
Right.
the two big game streaming platforms. They
Like,
bought them and then
big enough
really-
deal that it almost felt like that was at some level they were thinking that might be the future of their distribution. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then
yeah.
it just never seemed to materialize.
Hmm.
Maybe they
Yeah.
couldn't monetize it properly.
I
Who
think
knows?
that's part of it. I think that's definitely part of it. But then, so I've also played some smaller games on Switch. Jenny LeClue is a game from a small indie team out of Canada, out of Toronto, I think, actually. And this was an Apple Arcade game, but is now on Switch. It was a fairly recent release on Switch, I think, but they have done an 80% off discount on Switch. So it's
Jenny LeClue.
Jenny LeClue.
Is LeClue her last name?
LeClue is her last name.
Is this a
correct?
Professor
Jenny
Layton
the
ripoff?
Clue.
No, it is not a Professor Layton ripoff
That's
in any
A
way.
shame, because that name says nothing but Professor Layton ripoff. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
However, it is a graphic adventure game where you are playing this girl detective as she investigates various cases, and they
Female
sometimes are very
detectives, CJ.
small.
You can just call them detectives.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Well, you said she's a girl detective.
Oh, okay.
Like
She's a
that's
detective.
like that's special. Like girls can't be detectives.
No. That's not
CJ,
what
why
I'm
do you
saying.
hate women?
That's not what I'm
Why do
saying.
you hate women and Giant Bomb?
Wow.
A lot is coming to light in this episode.
That is not true. That is not true at all. Girls could be detectives and
And women, maybe. Let's start.
women, girls, women, females, all of them could be detectives.
What about them dames? Everyone knows it's the dames who come to the detectives looking for assistance.
So anyway, they put this game on Switch, and
Uh-huh.
then this week it became one of those games that got deeply discounted. So
Oh,
80%
okay.
off.
Okay.
For $4. I had heard good things about this game anyway,
Mhm.
and was curious about it, but of course, it being like $4, couldn't really pass that up.
All right.
think it's like $3 or $4. Anyway, played it with my daughter,
Yeah.
who enjoys reading the dialogue aloud.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's a thing.
hell, she enjoys like a co-op game where I have the controller and she reads the stuff and tells me what to do.
Sounds very much like my youngest.
Oh, it's cute looking. I just looked this up.
It's
The
very
character
cute.
The character design's very cute.
It is very cute.
Yeah.
And the overarching concept is that it's sort of a game within a game, within like a shell. The shell story is that there's this writer who has written like a series of Jenny LeClue books, and
Okay.
they haven't sold well. So the
So they
publisher says
discounted
you
them
have
to
to
80%.
the next one has to have murder in it. Like somebody has to get murdered in it. So this is where the story kicks off. There's a murder, right?
Wait, what is going on with the name of this game? What's this game's full title?
Jenny LeClue Detective.
Detective-oo.
CJ was very close to doing the French accent when he said Jenny there. He started going, Jenny.
Jenny LeClue Detective.
Once again, we were
Oh, here we go.
The Nintendo Switch to play son Jenny LeClue Detective. On sait now what tu maintenant à 80% discount.
Pretty sure when you do a French accent, it's actually like the tech support guy from the IT crowd. Is that where you're getting that from?
I've never seen the IT
No.
crowd. No,
You've
this
never
is
seen the IT crowd.
I've never
IT
seen
crowd
the
is
Damn
great.
it.
I've never seen the IT crowd. No, I'm doing the French guy from C Lab 2021.
Oh, I never saw
Yeah.
that.
The
Jacques
return to
Cousteau.
the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Anyway.
Jenny LeClue Detective.
What is the detective? What is going
I
on there?
I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
To make it rhyme, I guess.
I thought when I first, because I'm looking on Nintendo's website
Well, I mean, it's
At
it's
the game page-
French. The idea is that it's right. I mean,
Well,
it's
I
got a
mean-
little accent over it.
No, it doesn't though.
Oh, it does when I looked it up on Google.
Oh,
does.
on
Yeah, it does.
on the
In the
Nintendo page it
logo,
does.
it
I thought it
does.
was a typo. I thought Nintendo's website had a typo.
No.
Okay.
But anyway, you it's graphic adventure, and you guide Jenny through various cases and
Uh-huh.
collect intel and
That's short for
Then-
intelligence, Greg.
then you solve
French?
Oui.
cases and they can be very small. It can be like what did the dean of this college eat for breakfast, or this
Oh,
woman
that
is missing
dean.
her glasses, like where are her glasses, and she gives you some information. You
Yeah.
have to piece things together. It's a cute little game, and my daughter really enjoyed
You're a
we have
stupid
enjoyed
head.
playing it together.
Very
I've
nice.
also been playing a little puzzle game, an isometric puzzle adventure game called Fractor. This
I'm against
is
fracking.
an indie title. And it kind of reminds me of The Last Campfire in a way. It's an isometric black and white game where the puzzles are all kind of based on light in different like columns of light, activating buttons or
This Boktai 3?
no.
Was there already a
it is
Boktai
not.
3?
I don't think so.
There were at least two Boktais.
There was at least two, but I don't know if there
Yeah.
was a third one.
Okay. So this is the third Boktai.
No.
All right, let's go with that.
No. But they're all sort of light-based puzzles,
Mhm.
and you have enemies that are in like creeping around in the shadows, and you have to like coax them into areas where they can have the light shine on them and die horrible deaths.
You put it that way, it makes you sound like the villain.
No, you're not the
Like
villain.
you're coaxing them out. Like they're hiding in the shadows, not
They're
hurting
hiding
anyone.
in the shadows.
and
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
come into the light. There's good times and pleasure. And then they just melt and
That was
scream.
They melt it. Yep.
Great CJ
Melt
impression.
away.
Thank you.
That was-
Come into the light.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I have Phil, I bought a new bag of Oreos. Come sup on my
That would work,
delicious
too.
cookie and cream.
that would totally work.
Yeah.
Berries and cream.
I'm a little lad. Oh, speaking of the little lad who loves berries and cream,
I think we
know-
talked about this already.
we absolutely talked about it a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Yes.
And I believe, Greg, was it you who pointed out that he is now, you were saying like he's a performance artist or something?
It wasn't me.
It was me.
It was
Yeah.
you. It
It
was
was
CJ.
me. I said it.
I just so you know, the stupid
Yeah.
bits on this show, I don't give them a second thought once we stop recording.
That's weird. That's weird because that's
Except for
most
the
of my-
load-bearing stones.
yeah, no,
one I-
that you loved.
Yeah.
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 So, and I was expressing confusion as to why he would be so, like he does. It's that kind of Marky Mark thing where he doesn't like to be reminded that he was the berries and cream lad. But I would think like if you
So
were
you found him on Twitter and
Yeah.
reminded him
You reminded him.
incessantly.
well, it turns out he lives in Seattle, so I just showed up on his
Oh,
doorstep
God.
in my little lad costume and was like,
which is just what you wear every day.
let's do this dance, buddy. I'm here. No, I was confused because I would think like if he was a performance artist that he would be kind of, have that love of the absurd.
Sure.
But
Well, you found him on Cameo, and
but
for
he's
$40, he's willing to do a.
he'll do it. Yeah, he'll get pissy if you mention it to him on the street. But yeah, if you throw him a couple quid, he'll do a little dance for you. No, he's not a performance artist. He's like a very serious like theater, like the art of dance, and like he's like I
Lord of the Dance?
well, he's not. He's a little
Michael
lad.
Flatley.
He's a little lad. He is
Lad
he's-
of the Dance.
yes, a little lad of the dance.
CJ liked that one.
But he,
I like that. Yeah.
but I guess he's like taught like classes and things like that. So he's very serious. He's not like a
Well, I mean, he's
Sure.
more than the character we remember him as. It's,
I
it's
don't
not
see
weird
how that's
that he's a
possible.
man that has other talents. And
I know, but
Are you saying that the people that appear on television have lives and personalities, and
yeah, apparently like
aside
if
from
you
what we see?
like if you take one of his dance classes or whatever, and if you bring up that he's the little lad, he'll get
so it's like
upset
if you're
with you, he'll
working
get
with
pissy.
if you're working with Marky Mark and you play Good Vibrations.
It's exactly that.
Exactly.
Yes,
It's the same.
Yes, it's exactly the
same.
same thing. In fact, I think Mark Wahlberg may have been a little lad. It's all a rich tapestry.
See, I think it'd be
Anyway.
more fun with Mark Wahlberg is to ask him about the time that he spent in New Kids on the Block, because I think that would irritate him even more. Right?
Wow.
That was his brother, right?
Yeah, it was his brother,
That was his brother. Okay.
Donnie,
Oh, is it Donnie? Okay.
who's also an actor. He was in Band of Brothers. He was in a lot of.
Oh, was
he's
he
been in a
really?
lot of things, but he was one of the main people in Band of Brothers. He was quite good.
Didn't the Marky Mark family, didn't they do a TV show?
Yeah,
I
the
think we
wall.
did.
It was just called the
Yeah,
Wahlburger.
Isn't one of them married to or not married to the Wahlburger? Did you say the
I
Wahlburger?
don't. They own like a burger restaurant franchise, right? Don't they?
Is it-
I don't know.
was it Five Guys?
Wahlburgers. This is a real thing.
that-
Wahlburgers.com.
That's the name of their restaurant?
Yes.
So you can go to Wahlburgers and order a
There it is.
don't
There's a
know.
TV series called Wahlburgers. You're right. The hell?
like
Yeah.
when I go there, do I have to say one Wahlburger,
Holy
please?
God! It went for 95 episodes.
What, really?
Oh my God.
Is Marky Mark in it?
Yeah, it's
Is-
owned by. Okay, so their other brother is a chef.
Is Donnie
Paul
Mark in
Wahlberg.
it?
Yes.
Okay, so Marky
Paul,
Mark's in it,
Donnie,
Donnie
and Mark, and Polly Mark.
Paulie
all in
Mark?
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's the other one.
I think he's
Okay.
the actual like culinary brother.
Okay.
He's a chef apparently, or he's
Okay.
the chef. I don't know if he's a chef, but he's,
He's
the
the
chef.
one. Marky Mark and Donnie Mark are riding this guy's coattails.
You
Because
say
he's the
Donnie
one.
Mark?
Man, Alma
That's the
Alma
new
Mark,
kid
their
one,
mother
right?
is in there too.
Who?
Alma Mark is in
Everybody,
there.
the whole family. The whole
Brandon
family.
Mark, Bob Mark, Henry Nacho Lon,
What?
Johnny Drama Alves,
What? They had they're
Jenny
giving-
McCarthy. That's right. One of them's married to Donnie's married to Jenny. You know what? Everything I just said that was nice about Donnie Wahlberg, I take back.
Oh, Donnie
He's
is married to Jenny McCarthy.
Yes, I knew one of them was. Yeah.
Oh, how
boy.
sick are their kids?
I take all that back now.
Oh boy.
bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, that's
I
too
want to
bad.
apologize to our listeners.
Anyway,
Yeah. So you were talking about Wahlburgers.
I was
What?
talking about Fractor,
Fractor.
which is yeah.
Fractor. He was the villain in the Police Academy movies, I believe.
No.
He was like the evil.
No. Anyway, it's
lieutenant.
sort of a light
Lieutenant
and shadow
Fractor.
puzzle game,
Always trying to
isometric
stop
graphics.
Mahoney's hijinks.
The story is told via like these cryptic poems
Uh-huh.
about light and shadow.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Very dramatic.
When you
But,
come into the light,
It's a cool little
You
game.
will
It's only
have
like
a real
Eight.
bad night.
$8 on Switch
Okay.
at the moment. So I think that's
Okay.
its regular price. But
Ah.
yeah, it seems cool. I just I'm a little ways into it and have enjoying it quite a bit. So having a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You know what? It makes me happy when I hear you're having fun.
Does
I
it
like.
really?
I want
Does
my
it really?
friends. I want my friends to be happy, and it makes me happy when my friends are happy.
Okay. You should
So there you
try.
go.
We should try that Pac-Man game. We should get into a game together,
Well, let's not go nuts.
and that'll probably be easy because we'll be the two people looking for a game.
we'll be the two people on Stadia at the moment.
Yeah.
So what? You know what? We were joking about Stadia and Giant Bomb earlier.
Uh-huh.
What? Because some people are probably have no idea what that is.
Right.
So what was it like?
So,
Someone from Giant Bomb cracked a Stadia joke on Twitter, right?
that wasn't where it started.
Really?
Where it started was Alex Hutchinson, who's a creative director at Typhoon Studios, which Google purchased
Oh,
Okay.
2 years ago or so. They did Journey to the Savage Planet, and then Google bought them. So he made a comment on Twitter about some
it's been a bunch of, was it DCMA
story.
takedowns?
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, sent out a bunch
with
of
the
DMCA
streamers, yeah.
takedowns. And so this guy was commenting about, it's a good thing that publishers
Yeah,
don't
By rights,
charge.
these content creators should be paying all these
Right.
publishers.
Yeah, these
Right,
content
to
creators
use
should
their
be
content.
paying
Right.
the game makers. And
Greg.
then that started a whole Twitter thing, and that's where the Giant Bomb thing. Somebody at Giant Bomb, I
know
think,
what?
cracked
Yeah.
back
I'm gonna go on-
at him.
I'm going to go on record right now and say they can have the $3 a month I make. I don't want to go into another tax bracket anyway.
Oh man.
And yeah, that whole thing blew up, and then Google had to say that his views don't reflect the views of Stadia
Yeah.
or Google. And he's a creative director at a studio,
Yeah.
so it really shouldn't
And
really
then,
reflect
yeah,
on
like he-
Stadia anyway.
Like
but
he kind of got into a little pissing match with someone at
Yep.
Giant Bomb.
at Giant Bomb, yeah, exactly.
Well,
So
Greg,
Hi.
when you played the Dallas Quest on your stream,
The
Did you
Dallas
s-
Quest was great.
did you send Datasoft a couple bucks just to make sure it was all
No,
on
but
the
if
up
they
and up?
want me to, I'll
you
do it.
will, you will
Yep.
do it.
Okay.
Okay,
I just want everyone to be happy.
As well, you should.
me too. All right, should we get to tweets?
I
Then I
suppose
think we
so.
should.
I feel like what
let's
you've been
do
playing
tweets.
didn't really go anywhere, so might as well go to tweets.
Tweet, tweet.
All right, let's do this one from Acrelius Snowy Night Owl 5, who says, do you guys remember the infamous PlayStation Holiday 2004 demo disc? If you played it, it would wipe all save data from your memory card. I
Oh,
lost hundreds of hours of game saves and was so angry I sold my PS2.
wow.
Man, Scorched Earth.
Went scorched earth on that.
I do not remember that.
I never, ever, ever used those demo discs past. I don't think I ever used the magazine demo disc. The only times I ever did that was when Robotech Invasion was on one of those discs
Yeah,
because
I
it was
don't
our
think that-
game, and I wanted.
I
to
think
try
this was a
demo.
demo disc that they gave out at retail, not one that was.
Oh, it wasn't like an OPM disc.
No.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I mean, the ones that I played back then were like the PlayStation Underground discs. I did that. I didn't.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think
I
I
never
did
got
any
into them.
PS2 discs.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mess around with PS2 demo discs much either.
So I missed that, but I guess it's good that I did
Yeah, really.
because if it
I mean,
deleted
Did
all
they-
my saves, that would suck.
remember what were the jam packs?
Yeah.
Remember those? Were those PS1 or PS2?
PS1, I think.
No
Were
idea.
they okay? Because I messed around with a couple of the jam packs.
Yeah,
I
PlayStation
did-
Underground. I think I have a few of those still.
I did subscribe to PlayStation Underground.
That was cool. That was cool. At the
That was
time.
actually pretty cute. Yeah. They did. I think the only disc of PlayStation Underground that I've saved is the one that had the Mystery Science Theater 3000 content.
Yeah.
Like Mike and the Bots. It was like new footage. Like they recorded like PlayStation specific stuff where they were talking about. I think they were riffing on some games or something like that. So
Yeah.
I still have that, but no, I do not remember
I don't
this
remember.
memory card wiping thing.
No, I don't
Me
either.
neither.
That would be terrible, though.
There was-
Boy, I'd be pretty angry.
I'd be
Yeah,
angry,
yeah,
too.
absolutely. I seem to remember there was some demo disc, probably for a Sony thing, where they had a demo of some game, but like they accidentally put like the full game on there.
Oh,
And
really?
I want to say it was like a fighting game, like a Street Fighter or maybe a
Hmm.
Tekken.
Hmm.
But yeah, I seem to remember there being some game where it was like, oh yeah, it turns out it's just the full version of the game on there. Like
Surprise.
maybe it didn't have like online features or something, but it was like, oh, it's got like the
Right.
full story mode or something like that.
Oh,
so
that'd be crazy, huh?
yeah, I forget what it was, but yeah.
Interesting.
Vague video game memories with the Player One podcast.
That's all they are at this point.
You
Yeah,
know,
really.
5 years ago in 2003.
It's my
Yeah.
life.
Hacker alias Sir Stewie says, are any of you upgrading to HDMI 2.1 TVs to take advantage of the new console features like variable refresh rate, high frame rates, etc.? That's a no on my end. That's a big old no.
No, but one of these days I want to get a 4K TV.
I think mine is the 2.1 ports.
When did you buy yours?
A couple months ago.
Okay, then it might be.
I think it is.
Yeah. I mean,
should
by the
look that up.
time
I should probably know that sometime soon.
like I'm-
I do love though on the PlayStation 5 website.
yeah.
It's because on the box for the PlayStation 5, it has the 8K logo, like 8K
Oh,
output.
wow.
Right? And it says
Okay.
it says on the website PS5 consoles support 8K output, so you can play games on your 4320p resolution display.
Mm.
I'm thinking, who the hell has a 4320p resolution display?
Eh,
I
they're
don't.
future proofing it, I guess.
I guess they
Yeah,
are.
that's exactly what's going on.
I'm
How many games are you going to be playing on an 8K? How many
Yeah, really.
8K games are we really going to see?
Yeah.
First of all,
I don't know.
But
But
there's some games with no crowd, no weather effects, nothing on the side of the road. There you go.
Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah, my TV
Yeah.
does support 2.1
Oh,
HTML.
well, there you go.
All right. Mine only does 2.0.
HTML. HDMI 2.1.
God, you said
Oh.
HTML?
I did say HTML.
you can program your own websites in HTML on that screen.
I love it.
Uh,
I love it.
I might. I'm considering buying a new TV sometime in 2021. So
Because you don't have 4K.
I don't have 4K at this point,
At
but I
this
want to get
juncture.
The whole
One-
thing for me is because I didn't do the incremental updates on the consoles like this generation. I'm still using the launch day ones.
Yeah,
And
same
my
here.
TV was the TV I bought 8 years ago.
Yeah,
So like,
Right.
yeah, I'm going to do it now.
yeah,
You know, the prices came down enough that I could do it. So
yeah. So I'm
Hmm.
assuming by the time I get around to buying a new TV, which I probably won't be till like next summer or fall, that I will have that. It'll just be kind of standard in most TVs. So
yeah.
I'm going to say a tentative yes on that tweet.
Okay. All right then.
Mm-hmm.
Hacker alias Jason Whitman. I think that's just his name. Though. He says
Pretty good hacker alias if it's not, though.
it's a great hacker alias.
'Cause
The Nintendo holiday lineup feels very light. Is Nintendo conceding attention to Sony and Microsoft, or should we expect a late holiday release announcement?
I don't know if you noticed or not, but they just released a new Fire Emblem.
They announced a new Fire Emblem.
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, I don't think of Nintendo in those terms anymore. You know what I mean? Because
No.
it seems like they like to drop everything. Like they announce it and then a month later it's out.
yeah.
Right.
You know? So I mean, I guess that still means that they should have announced something by now.
Well, I also kind of think that they are running a very different race than Sony and Microsoft
Oh, yeah.
are, right?
Yeah.
Like, and they're appealing to a different customer that may already be a fan of PlayStation 4 or Xbox Series X. Like,
Hmm.
Nintendo's sort of its own thing. I think it'll be really interesting to see how the Hyrule Warriors game goes,
Hmm.
and yeah, how the Switch sell. I mean, I'm sure the Switch will continue to sell like hotcakes, even with no games, like it pretty much has for the entirety of 2020, right?
Right.
But I don't think we'll see any more surprises for this year. If they're going to announce something now, or anytime after this point, I'd say it's probably 2021.
Yeah, that's what. As I was saying that, I was thinking, well, wait a minute. The Christmas window is a month away at this point.
right. I
So-
mean, they announced the Fire Emblem thing for early December, so I think that's about it. We might see something from them at the Game Awards. I could see that happening. I could see, early 2020,
When's that?
2021 stuff happening at the Game Awards.
When are the Game Awards?
December sometime, maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know. Coming up soon, probably.
My sense of time is so screwed up now. This year has been such a weird throwaway year.
It has been, yeah. Yeah. I mean, because we have a lot of Nintendo Switch announcements that we don't have dates for, right? We have Metroid Prime 4, we have Breath of the Wild 2, we have Bayonetta 3, we have just a bunch of stuff we don't know when any of that stuff's coming out. So I imagine we'll have more clarity on that next year.
Hmm.
But who knows? All right. Let's do this one from hacker alias Martes 3C, who says it's only a few days until the release of PS5. Do we know if the annoying traitor snitching beep revealing that you turned on the console will remain in this new arrival? Okay.
Say what?
Annoying
I like the jaunty
traitor
dance you were doing while
snitching-
you were saying that. By the
You
way,
like that? Traitor snitching beep revealing that you turned on the console will remain. Yeah, the beep that the PS4 makes.
oh, I mean,
I imagine it'll make a noise.
yeah,
It is kind of a shrill tone.
it
The
is
shrill tone.
Needs a more
this-
gentle.
To me, the
like a
more
soft
interesting
sigh.
question here isn't the beep at startup.
Soft
To me,
sigh.
the more interesting question is what is going to happen when your PS5 loses power, but you didn't correctly turn it off. Is it going to do the thing the PS4 does, where it scolds you that you didn't turn it off?
Yeah,
correctly?
boy, that's a cranky system.
Like it.
and then rebuild the database.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Is it going to do that, or is it going to be a little more nicely worded?
You know, I was thinking the other day, and I'm curious, maybe you guys know if they've actually said anything about this. Well, maybe CJ knows because Phil, I don't think, pays attention to this stuff. But
no.
and I know I definitely don't. But so, like, one of the things we have a GT Sport Racing League that we run every 2 Fridays, every second Friday, every 2 Fridays, and
Fortnite.
which has been kind of every fortnight. And I've just been,
Fortnightly.
kind of excited because I'm assuming that that game will run just fine on a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it because apparently it's stunning with HDR lighting and everything. But then it hit me, will I be able to play online with people who are still playing on a PS4?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? They've said that that's...
CJ knows.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
You don't know.
I don't
You
know.
see-
You're
Same.
lying to me.
You seem pretty
On-
sus there, CJ.
On GT
Wow.
Sport. I mean, I imagine that'll be a thing.
I understood that reference.
Thank you.
I don't play that game, but I understood that reference.
Boy, you know who does though is Finn.
Oh man, my kids.
He's gotten
My
he's gotten
kids say
full on
that
into it.
all the time.
And you know what's crazy is he convinced Dana to try it out,
oh, there you
and
go.
she tried it out, and she was getting into it, and she was actually playing with him. They were playing a game together. was
That's
very cute.
fun.
We're talking about
Among Us.
we're talking about Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about Sneak King.
Who wouldn't?
Oh man. Will I be able to play
Uh.
Sneak King on my Xbox Series X?
No, probably not.
I have
Well,
the
I'm
disc.
canceling my pre-order. That reminds me, I need to cancel one of my pre-orders.
Oh yeah,
I
should
need to do that too.
I got that. Yeah, for both of them.
I'm
'Cause I gotta-
assuming that the Microsoft store is a safe one.
That's the one I'm assuming is safe for
Yeah.
my Series X.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cancel the Amazon one.
Man,
Where were we?
we were talking about.
Talking about beeps.
Oh yeah, the
Beeps.
beeps.
Beeps,
Yeah,
the sweeps, and the creeps.
Creeps. Yeah.
The what? The what? And the what?
I mean, that the system does make does
Only
make some
one
noise.
man would dare give me the raspberry.
All right.
So
Lone Star.
God, that movie's so good. I watched it last week or 2 weeks ago and just laughed like a moron the whole time.
That is now. We're looking at now. What happened
When will
to
then
then?
be now?
We passed then. When?
Just now.
Just now.
When will then be now?
Soon. So stupid.
It's so good.
So stupid.
So good.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Rick Moranis is a treasure.
Oh my God. And John
Humanity.
Candy too. I think we all, a
forget
lot of us
it.
always forget that John, not that he's in
Oh.
the movie, but just when you're saying Rick Moranis, who clearly
Well, I'm-
owned the film.
I'm talking about Rick Moranis because he was in that scene that we were specifically quoting.
I know, but it's just saying like John Candy in that
look,
movie too.
they're both Canadian, pal. Okay, you're getting your call outs. Okay, we love all your Canadian friends.
okay.
hmm
Holy cow! By the way, I'm watching more Schitt's Creek.
I was just gonna ask about
Catherine, we just finished season 3. Like
She's
we
a
watched.
delight.
Oh man,
She's
All right.
so good. In that
Catherine
show.
O'Hara is so damn amazing in
Everything.
anything she does.
Yeah, agree.
Jeez Louise. Holy cow.
Yeah,
My goodness.
absolutely.
Now that show's great. We watched the season 3 finale last night. And holy cow, again, that show, rip roaring hilarious, but then it'll become the sweetest damn thing.
Is
and
that
you're
the
about to
finale
shed a
that
tear.
has the lip sync, the Tina Turner lip sync?
It does not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, this was David had just opened his store
Right.
and he's talking to the I don't want to spoil things. I don't want
No,
to say things.
no,
that-
no.
that
Yeah,
spoil
don't
stuff.
spoil. Don't spoil.
But yeah.
But yes, I agree. We
Yeah.
said that last week too. but
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
show. It's worth repeating.
Yeah.
In our video game show.
All right, let's wrap it up with this one.
Okay.
Hacker alias Insipid Ghost asks if you could go back to your EGM days and make different choices to improve your gaming lives and relationships, what would you do differently?
Go back to EGM days.
To improve my gaming life. I
Nothing.
don't really have any.
You
You know,
I mean, here's
looking. Sorry.
the transition. So EGM moved from being in Illinois to going to San Francisco, and one of the big
Right.
things during that transition was because deadline days would become marathon. It would become crunch
Right.
for us, where we would oftentimes sleep at the office, and
I am proud
was
to
sort of
say I've
it
never
was-
slept at the office.
okay,
Yeah.
I have.
I
several
did, but not at
times.
EGM.
And it was not great. But so one of the things was we worked to end that
Yeah.
whole crunch of the deadline week. And actually we ended up doing that, like, where I didn't stay at the office in San Francisco later than 7.
Oh.
So we effectively got rid of that
You know,
whole thing, which was great.
I'm just gonna say that I enjoyed the job less when we moved to San Francisco
You enjoyed the job.
Yeah,
How do
and
you, why?
because, well, first of all, going back to as far as choices and everything,
Because you got deported.
Yeah, well,
That.
and I got appendicitis. So, you know,
Oh, yeah.
overall, San Francisco sucked. No, and I live with Shane Bettenhausen. So, I mean,
Oh,
triple whammy. But no, first of all, like as far as choices and relationships, I didn't have any relationships there. I made some great friendships, including the two people I'm on the show with right now.
It's a stretch.
Well, CJ anyway, but
There we go.
we like at that point in my life, like what CJ was saying, I never slept there except for one particularly terrible time at Expert Gamer. But as far as the late nights that we put in there, I didn't really mind them so much, but I also didn't have a girlfriend, wasn't married, was 23, 24 years old. I had the energy and I was just so happy to be there that I really believed in what we were producing. So I didn't really, if I was at this age with kids, no way. I would
Couldn't
never
do it.
Could never do what we were doing then. But no, I found that I kind of liked when we were in Chicago because we were so far removed from everything. And I know from a business standpoint, it actually wasn't ideal, right? But there was sort of this camaraderie that was there that I felt changed a lot when we moved to San Francisco because there was actually so much more going on. And you were in the middle of so much of the games industry at that
distance from other parts of the industry.
Yeah.
Right. So like you could, like in San Francisco, when they would have launch parties for games, like oftentimes maybe we would send one person from the staff. When we were in Chicago, when it was in San Francisco and we were located in San Francisco, we would all go.
Yeah. And I think maybe that might be one of the elements where it was because you almost felt like you needed to. The networking was a much bigger thing. Like when we were in Chicago, when we went to like an E3 or I don't think did we ever send people to GDC?
Yes, I went to GDC.
Did you? Okay. That was when you were networking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also it was kind of nice because where we were, and again, it wasn't great from a business standpoint. I get that, but like where different companies would make specific trips to come out and see you. Yeah. So you kind of had their undivided attention while they were there, as opposed to somebody dropping something off at the office and then disappearing. You know what I mean?
That's true.
When they were there, we took them to lunch and we would, or like Nintendo, because of course with Nintendo was a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But same thing, like, it's like, so we had to organize going out to lunches and dinners and, and usually they were doing a swing with us and Game Informer. Yeah. They would be on a trip to visit the two of us. I don't know. I just thought there was an element of, and I also really liked our Oak Brook office way more than our office in San Francisco, just as from a layout perspective. And
well, you also felt like you were right next to the other magazines too.
Yeah. And
it was also the same floor in San Francisco, but it didn't feel as
it was very separated.
Yeah. Whereas in Oak Brook, we were in that basically one long hallway. Yeah. And we had nice big cubicles, which I really enjoyed as well, which we lost when we got to San Francisco.
Yeah.
I know the pros outweighed the cons from a business standpoint.
Right.
For sure. Although I was sad that we lost because we lost a lot of really good people when we moved to San Francisco as well. We gained a lot of really good people when we got there. Don't get me wrong. But
very true.
But I just I
mean,
I enjoyed my time in Oak Brook way more than I enjoyed my time in San Francisco. But I wasn't there for very long either. And like I said, I did live with Shane and get appendicitis and get deported. So maybe I'm projecting. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't enjoy those late night, all night deadlines. I wouldn't want to do those now. I think like there's a lot of talk now about crunch and all that, and having like months of sustained crunch is bad. Of course, like working at EGM, it was really only like a week. And it probably wasn't great at the time, but I look back at that time very fondly.
Oh God, me too.
Even though I wouldn't want to be under that condition now. And it was fun at the time when I had no
CJ.
What?
And you're excusing the crunch by saying that it was only a week, but it was only a week every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks. That's true. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Yes. You're right. But at the time, like it was something that I loved doing it anyway, so it didn't feel like it was impacting anything big. I don't know.
No, I totally agree with you in that, right or wrong, mostly wrong. We were being taken advantage of for the fact that
sure.
No question about it. But I don't look back on it through that lens because again, I was like 20 something. Since I'd moved there, the only friends I had were the people I was working with anyway. and to be 100% on, and what I was about to say is those late night crunches, I think that's where you and I, CJ, where our friendship really took form, because more times than not, because you could those crunches as well, you could go home if you wanted to and play and write and all. You didn't have to be there. You were still working, but you didn't need to be in the office to do it. Right. But more often than not, CJ and I were two of the last people to leave every time. And so that's when we hung out and we discovered our mutual love of Ice Live and
of what
was it? Vanilla Ice Live?
Vanilla Ice Live.
Remember the album? It wasn't a mutual love. CJ played it at some point, and it became like a running joke for us.
Man!
It did.
But no,
there were a lot of those sort of running jokes. That came out of that.
And there was an element of it too, where it's like, when you worked there late, the company would buy you dinner every time, so you were definitely bonding over that as a group. And then of course when the Xbox was released, the EGM guys especially got so into Halo.
Oh yeah.
Which I was talking to someone about that yesterday, where they were saying like I don't Halo doesn't fit my MO as far as the types of games that I like, and I'm like, you know what? The only reason I love the original Halo is because of the nostalgia I have for the time I spent with people I really loved to be around and loved to work with. Halo was a big part of that. Halo, that type of game in itself, I couldn't care less about. But, because of sort of the time that it was and what was happening around it, I love it.
And getting 16-player matches with people that you worked with. It was great fun. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
To answer a question that is in the chat, did we get overtime pay or holiday pay? So what they did is they would give us comp days.
Yeah.
So after a deadline, you'd basically get like 1 or 2 extra vacation days that you could take off, which was nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just sleep the entire day. Maybe play some video games. I don't know.
But for anybody who was married at the time, I could see that being a major source.
Which there weren't too many of those.
No.
People at EGM. Yeah. But I am glad that we moved away from that. That there was a conscious effort made when we moved to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Because it was something that we didn't feel like it was ever going to end.
But honestly, when that started happening, I was just working a lot from home.
That's true.
Like I was still putting in a regular work day, and then I'd go home and play my review games and write my reviews. Or my previews.
At the office.
Yeah. So I did the organizational stuff at the office and then went home.
Yeah.
But again,
all right.
The only person I had to talk to was Shane. So what was I going to do besides work?
And Greg Ford, right?
Eventually, Greg Ford.
Yes.
Greg Ford ruined Super Mario Kart 64 for us, for Shane and I.
Right.
Is he too
good?
good?
So good at
He's so good at it. It's ridiculous. But more than that, excuse me, more than that, I think it was because Shane and I'm trying to remember why this became a thing, but when Greg Ford moved in, I think he just had his N64 with him and Mario Kart, and I think we all got into a discussion. Man, I love Mario Kart. Mario Kart was great, and I was talking about like when I was managing a game store in Prince Edward Island. We'd have rental stores, so you'd have the kids who were regulars would come in and just hang out at the store. And when Mario Kart 64 was a big thing, we would every Sunday would have a Mario Kart, sort of an impromptu Mario Kart tournament, and I was sort of waxing nostalgic about that. And Shane, of course, just loved Mario Kart 64. And Ford did as well. But I don't think Shane or I, either we didn't know or we just didn't know how to do the power sliding and the boosting that you got for that.
Really?
What?
So why? I don't know why.
Serious?
What?
But anyway, we started playing. We was like, let's play some Mario Kart 64. And I think within the first lap of the first race, Ford was so far out in front because he's so good at that.
Right.
Right.
Like you just get maximum boost in every turn.
Mm.
It was just like, okay, this sucks. I hate this.
Not gonna play that again.
Yeah.
Did you get good?
No.
No, you just gave up.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
never played it again.
The drifting in Mario Kart 64 is much more technical. Like now with like Mario Kart 8, you just hold the drift button, and as long as you're drifting for a certain length of time, you get a huge boost.
Yeah.
But there you had to like waggle the stick back and forth to activate the higher levels of boost and everything. And I just never got it. I was never any good at it.
Yeah. If you waggle the stick back and forth, it does get the boost.
Not really back and forth.
Alrighty. We done. I think that's.
I'm just getting started.
Right.
I'm about
Amen.
to tube in this.
Yikes.
Oh man.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to make a comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
I have the next one half written.
Ooh.
Nice. You'll find Generation 16 episodes.
I have the next one half edited.
Man.
Excellent. Wow. Cranking on that. And you'll find show notes and links to all the things we talked about during this episode. Probably going to have to put Berries and Cream Guy in there as a link again. Oh, we do have fun. And you'll find a link to our Discord server
Yeah.
where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast application. You can also find the Player One Podcast on Stitcher Radio, Spotify. Give them a like on Facebook. Watch archived video episodes or watch it live on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast. Follow their Twitter account.
Are you talking about us in the third person?
P1. I'm trying to make it sound like we hired someone.
Oh, right.
So your misappropriated Patreon funds seem as though they're being spent on the show
Okay.
and not on your questionable deeds and doings. Follow the Twitter account @P1 Podcast to find out when we are broadcasting our next live show. It's probably going to be next Sunday. It's probably going to be at 5:30 specific time.
Probably.
But see what happens. You never know. The world is chaos, friends. We have no control over this. We're just hanging on. We're just
along for the ride.
We're just hoping we don't get thrown off this crazy horse. But please do that. If you like what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ, I don't know. CJ's going to use your money to make our
Sensitivity
podcast
training
better. Yeah,
for all the
absolutely.
revelations in this episode.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
No.
Your Patreon funds keep our podcast going. It keeps our Zooms going, and all of our web people that we hire to run the website. So there's a lot of money being shuffled around behind the scenes, but we do appreciate it. Of course, keeps our lights on. And your Patreon funds, if you are a Patreon friend of the $5 tier, you gain access to a special weekly bonus show where we crack wise, we play games, we have fun, do all the things we can't do on the normal show. CJ undoubtedly has a game set up for us this month or this week.
Yeah.
Whatever this unit of time is.
Yeah. Game.
What kind of game? What kind of game? Do we know?
The Jeopardy game.
Okay, so watch us play Jeopardy. Or listen to us, however you take this show into your head.
Sure.
CJ,
Yeah. Are we at that part of the outro yet where you can finish this thing?
I'm not addressing you.
He's skipping over it. He didn't even
Oh,
give me a
wait.
chance to say cheap when he said $5.
Oh, crud. I'm
I
sorry.
know,
We're still
it's
getting
just-
used to it. We're still getting used to it.
just-
CJ
Yes,
puts
I'm
up,
here.
Well, I'm not addressing you. I'm talking about you. You are the subject of the sentence. But I am not addressing you specifically.
CJ Megatonal
Yeah?
Johnston.
CJ, I'm
What?
gonna
I'm
say
here.
I'm gonna say your name in a second.
Okay.
Don't respond. You don't have to.
When I say hello, Mr. Thompson, and stomp on your foot.
I think he's talking to you.
So CJ,
Yes.
no. Precisely what I asked you to not do.
Look at him. He's dying. He's just going to take his glasses off in a minute to wipe tears from his eyes.
That's probably true.
Hey CJ.
Yeah.
No. No. We just went over this. CJ puts up old episodes. He puts up our old bonus shows on Thursday from a couple of years ago. They're still fresh. They're still fun to listen to. Check those out on Thursdays. If you like what you hear, if you want to hear fresh ones every week, your Patreon funds will get you that. Hey, and if you have a couple bucks left over, and how could you? Head over to what? Head over to generation-16.com. We will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And
Thank
if you
you.
are a supporter of the $5 or more persuasion, you
Yeah.
get weekly video logs about the creation of the show and other stuff that's on my mind.
Nice. And Greg, what's going on with Extra Life?
Thank you, Phil. It's less than 2 weeks away now, November 7th and 8th. They'll be playing games for 24 hours straight in support of Extra Life in the IWK Children's Health Center here in Halifax, Nova Scotia for the 10th year in a row.
Cool. Nice.
We're sitting at four. No, not four. Boy, I wish. We're sitting at what the heck number are we at right now? Now I have to go look it up.
I don't know.
We're sitting at 4. I was right. $4,560
Really?
raised so far this year.
$4,500 so far?
Yep, which is
Nice.
close to halfway of our $10,000 goal. And I'll be playing Super Nintendo games this year. And I've been asking people to sponsor 1 hour for a $50 donation. There are 3 hours left to sponsor.
Okay.
You can pick any Super Nintendo game, Super Famicom game for me to play for an hour during that stream. Extra-life.org. You can look me up there. You can just, I'm sure CJ will put the link in the show notes. But yeah, we're 2 weeks away from the actual game day event on Twitch TV/Stewart. So please donate. Please come hang out. It's a good time. Got some really, I got my friends, got CJ's best friend, Mike, helping me out this year. I got CJ's best friend, Mike's best friend, Jim, helping me out this year. I got fellow Extra Lifer from Ontario, Ryan Bosman, who's going to be helping me out this year as well. So we're going to have a lot of people around. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully you come and join us.
Awesome. That's great. Yes, please go donate. Help out some kids. My goodness. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
It's been a rough year, and I know some people are in financial dire straits, and obviously I understand that completely. So if we don't hit our goal this year, I'm not going to be that disappointed.
Right.
But I'm feeling great because we're so close, and we haven't even hit
Yeah.
it yet. So
Yeah. And again, every little bit helps.
exactly. Doesn't have
Yeah.
to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
It can be a buck.
Yeah. Every little bit
All
helps. That's great. And I guess that's it for this week. CJ.
I couldn't do it. I wasn't going to say anything.
No, CJ. I was telling everyone about you. Come on.
CJ can't even breathe.
Oh, God. That's funny.
But anyway, CJ,
What are you doing?
CJ, CJ.
Yeah.
No! No! Thank you. Thank you, of course, for joining us. Thank you for putting all this together.
Thank you, Phil.
We appreciate it. Gregory!
Yo,
What's going on with CJ?
I don't know, man.
I don't either.
What?
I don't either. He's having fun. He's having fun. Thank you, Greg, of course,
Thank you,
for
Philip.
joining us. And of course, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners. Every single one of you. You are fantastic and beautiful, and we love you tremendously into the ends of the earth. Please take care of yourselves. Please be safe. Take care of your friends and your loved ones. And we will talk to you next week.